So we will start. Before that, last class recording I will give you. December 1st is yesterday, right? Please. All of you, please check that whether link is working or not. Please check in the chat, sir. I post. There is a passcode. See, sir, already we have taken 4 sessions. In session 1, Azure Data Engineer products in introduction we have taken. And in the second session, we have taken Data Engineer roles and responsibilities. Third session. What was our third session? We took introduction, ADF and ADF building blocks. In yesterday's session, same under building blocks, we have completed the topic of integration runtimes. Come on, please recall what are the 3 types of integration runtimes. What are integration runtimes? There are 3 types. Auto integration runtime, self-hosted integration runtime, and third one, SSIS integration runtime. These are the 3 types. The default one is auto integration runtime. When to use auto integration runtime is if your data source, your data object is part of Azure services, then you can go with auto integration runtime. Understood? If data is from out of Azure services, maybe in other cloud or in on-premise data, at that time you have to create self-hosted integration runtimes. Especially when a ADF project is started, initial work is migration, data migration. Previously they were using on-premise data. Now you have to migrate them into the cloud. So at that time, you have to go with the self-hosted integration runtimes. But in case of Microsoft, the ETL for Microsoft on-premise ETL tool was SSIS, SQL Server Integration Services. SSIS is a ETL but on-premise. Already your client has implemented the data pipelines in SSIS. Now today they want to migrate to the cloud. Now they don't want to redevelop their pipelines. Already pipelines were there in the SSIS. Now you want to execute same SSIS packages in ADF. Then you have to use SSIS without redeveloping the pipelines. Got it? So in this way, 3 types of integration runtimes. So when to use what is simply on-premise to Azure migration. This one, the last one, SSIS to ADF migration. And self-hosted Already data has been migrated, but still a lot of pipelines are required. Every pipeline needs data set. For those data sets, you need to use self-hosted integration runtime. All that way depends on your where data is located, what you want to execute. So depends on that, the integration runtimes to be selected. Auto integration runtime is given by the Microsoft only, Azure only. You need not to create. But for remaining things, you have to create them. Got it? So in climax, especially in the project phases, you will be seeing. So before end of the course, you will be seeing about on-premise to cloud data. At that time, you will be seeing self-hosted and remaining things. Okay? Yeah. So first today, very basic work, especially for the new guys, into the Azure portal. First, you have to create your account. Please don't go for any paid accounts. For practice purpose, the paid accounts, no need. Okay. So those will be used by the companies only. So for practice purpose, you can go for the free trial accounts. Azure is giving you $200 worth credits for you. That means as you are using services or resources, the credits will be consumed in the form of dollars. Okay, $200 for free trial, $200 credits will be given to you. But to the limit for this one is 1 month only. After completion of 1 month, if you have another, you have to create another account if you want to practice. Okay, so the portal for this is portal.azure.com. All of you remember this. Portal.azure.com. Directly you can create account by entering your card details. Okay. So here what I am doing is every month I will be changing. So for last month one account, again this month one account, again next month one more account, like this. Every month I used to change that accounts. Okay. So like this, you please create your account. Just only have to enter card details and your email and phone number, such kind of details. Very simple process. Just how you sign up into Gmail on the same stack. But card details, it will ask you. Initially, 2 rupees will be cut off from you. After that, again, the 2 rupees will be sent back to you. Got it? No charges. For example, after completion of the period, if you don't use it, again, it won't turn into the paid account. Automatically, your account will be discarded. Okay, account will be discarded. If you are interested to go for the paid, then only you have to activate that. Otherwise, no need. No charges will be applied. No risk into this. Got it? Okay, this is this is the portal basic shape. Sorry, this one. This is the portal basic shape. So all these are the different services and resources. So the notification you will be getting over here. There you can see the bell icon. So about how to operate this portal, about portal settings and everything, how to customize the portal settings, coming concepts will be discussing in one special session. See here, what we are doing is, especially, we need to create resources. Everything is a resource here. That is, every service has a resource. You are saying something, Azure Data Factory, that is one resource. Azure Databricks, one resource. You have listed some of the products in Azure Data Engineer. What are those? Azure SQL, Azure Synapse, Azure Data Factory, Azure Data Lake, everything is a resource. But resource should be under a resource group. Got it? The prerequisite to create a resource is there should be some resource group. Generally, for the so for a project related all resources, you will keep under one resource group. Your organization is handling multiple projects. Project 1, project 2, project 3, project 4, like that. But project one related resources are different. Project two related resources are different. So that's why, like for a specific project or for a specific branch or for a specific organization, you will be creating resource groups. Under one single resource group, any number of resources can be existed. What is the advantage of resource group is managing and monitoring the resources is very easy. Suppose think that for your organization you have created like some 700 resources, definitely you will be forgetting. That to multiple projects. Under each project, hundreds of resources are there. If there is no concept called resource group, the managing of the resources is and monitoring of the resources is very tough. That's why the first step we need to create resource group. Under resource group, you will be adding your resources. Got it? Check this. I'm saying something here. Resource. If you do some search, the related options will be highlighted. In the initial step, I want to create a resource group. Just to click on that. Already these two are existed resource group. Observe here the subscription. The subscription is free trial. Two types of subscriptions. One is free type. I will write here. Second one is pay as you go. Pay as you go. Got it? So here I have the account for free trial. Pay as you go means based on the resources that are consumed by you. How much resources are consumed? How much data it has utilized? How much of hardware resources it has used? Based on that, the charges will be applied. Okay. So now you need not to worry because we are into free trial. This is two types of subscriptions. I'm going for a new resource group. Just there is an option, create. Click on create. Asking me to create resource group and resource group name. The first option, my subscription type. I don't have choice. I have only one trial, one subscription. That is free trial. I think Shankar, your account is disabled because for the last few days you did not use that account. Okay. So this is subscription. Now resource group I am giving you. Let's say demo group. Any name that you can give, but name should be unique. Name should be unique. Here regions, your resource should be available in which region? It is asking you region. Microsoft is offering you for the Azure more than 58 regions. More than 58 regions. Under one region, multiple data centers they are organizing. What is the advantage of these many number of regions? Reason number one, high availability. Got it. Suppose one data center crashes, still other data center is available for you. Got it? You are not physically maintaining data centers. The data centers will be organized and maintained by the Microsoft itself. That means cloud provider. There is no other cloud provider who is maintaining these many number of regions. So already you know AWS. AWS has exact, this is count 6 months back. AWS is maintaining 18 regions, whereas Microsoft is maintaining more than 58. Okay. So main for private advantage, if one data center crashes, still other data centers will be available so that you can access your resources. And second, there is second advantage. Suppose your business is worldwide. or your you have worldwide resources, but most of your customers are from America. Now, if you select your region for your resources, if you select your region as America related regions, for the American users, faster access will be there. Okay, there are two advantages with the specific, if you select proper region. Number one is high availability. Number two, faster access within the region itself. Got it. So that's why these two things are required. Of course, here by default, East US is selected. I'm keeping into East US only. And then there is an option here. Look at the bottom. Review plus create. Other options will also be there. Validation failed, required information and missing, or some information is missed. 1 minute. The reason is here, the selected subscription is disabled, sir. Okay. Again, need to put a request to the Microsoft team. Okay. They will activate within the, suppose if the trial period is not yet completed. If the trial period is already completed, we cannot do anything. We need to go for different things. Okay. So here, already this is disabled. So that's why we could not able to create into this one. Tomorrow I will go with the fresh account. Okay. So with the fresh account, you can see the demonstration of this one. Just once filling all these details, just click on the create and review. And here you will find the create option, which is enabled. Okay. Click on that one. Automatically resource group will be created. Okay. So tomorrow we'll see, sir. Tomorrow I come with a fresh account. Already my account was deactivated. That's why today I'm using one of students' account. This is also unfortunately disabled. So tomorrow I come with a fresh account. Okay. So first step, what are the first steps you need to do? That is, steps means after login into the Azure portal. Create a resource group. I'm saying that example demo 101. Any name that you can give, but the name should be unique. So here, what are the things to be selected? One is subscription type. Second one, resource group name. Any unique name that you can give. The third one, region. You have 58 regions. 56 or 58, not sure, sir. Please check the documentation. Okay. 58 regions are available. Under one region, Microsoft is maintaining multiple data centers. Got it. Advantage of regions. To provide the feature called high availability. And also for a specific region users to provide faster access. So these are the basic two advantages. Now next, the step 2. Add resources. Suppose you want to add any resource, of course here you cannot add because the account is disabled. Just check the things. Suppose SQL I want, sir. I'm saying that SQL databases. Got it. You just click on that one. SQL databases. Okay, this is for the Oracle. In this way, anything that you can create. Azure SQL you want, just check for the Azure SQL. Azure SQL, which is cloud database. Understand? On that way, whatever the service you want, just do that service name in the search and select your service name. That means your resource name. But already in this account, there are two instances for the Azure SQL. You want to create means click on create with your own name. Got it. Again, within the SQL server, there are different types. What are those types we will be discussing later. For now, I am going with Azure SQL database with single database instance. I'm just clicking on create. As usual, asking me subscription type. This is what, sir? SQL database is what? Azure SQL is what? Is one resource. Resource should be under resource group. But group should be under a subscription. Got it. Your organization can have multiple subscriptions also. Your organization can have multiple subscriptions. Got it. So what under which subscription you want, that you have to select. Of course, here free trial I have only one, that too that is disabled. You cannot create it. Just observe the interface first. The resource group name. Some of the existed resource group I am selecting, or else like if you don't want it, you just you can go with the create key. Runtime you can create new resource group. If already existed one is there, you can select existed one. Otherwise, you can create a new one. And database name. Suppose the database name I am giving here as my DB, or else like my practice. The name is validated, name is accepted. Server. What server you want? I don't have existed servers, that's why I want to create a new server. Just click on that. The server name. Practice 101. And location. Location means here that is equivalent to region. East US, instead of saying that East US, I am saying East US 2. Okay. So here, my subscription is not having access with this to create the server because my subscription is already disabled. Just try to understand the interface partner. And after that, it is asking you authentication. Authentication information, SQL authentication information, Active Directory authentication information you can do. Even within the SQL itself, Active Directory authentication directly from the SQL, Active Directory authentication you can set up. So that is completely about the security team. Okay, so for now I'm just giving use SQL authentication. It is asking me server admin login, password, and I need to confirm that password. Just less than 1 minute, I can set up one database server. If it is normal on-premise, what you have to do? If it is Cloud Azure SQL, if it is on-premise for the Microsoft SQL server we have. What is the process to set up one SQL server? First of all, separate mission for that. The mission should be ready with operating system and everything. After that, you have to purchase the license of the SQL server, download and install. Okay. After that, so much of other configurations you need to do. Even though single system, lot of work is there. But here you are not doing anything. Just you are giving the names. To create your Azure SQL instance, it needs a SQL server. Okay, it needs a server. Don't say SQL server, it needs a server. Just by saying create new, you can create that server and you can give your username, password, and you can confirm your password. And finally say okay. Your database instance will be ready. The database is on live now. After that, whatever the user ID and password you have given here with them, you can log in into that one and you can start working with that. Understand? But other team has to interact with your databases means there are a lot of security, other security related things are there. So that is not part of your work. In this way, any resource you can add. And one more thing, I don't want, okay, this is a SQL style. Azure SQL you want to add. But at the time of adding, this name is mandatory. Whatever the resource group you have selected, you have to keep your resource into that. Got it? Same style, sir. I think that Azure SQL is added. I want to add a data lake. If you want to go with the data lake means just type storage accounts here. Is there any option for like storage account? Please check. Storage accounts. The first one. Click on storage accounts. Save OK. Already I have one storage account here in this. You want to go with this? Click on create. Same step. Just enter the details of your storage account. What account name you want? I want my ACC, my data lake. Any name you can. The storage account name, my data lake is already taken. My data lake 101. Again taken 109. This is accepted. Okay, the name should be unique. Got it. So performance standard or premium, the performance options. Once data lake, once I step into the data lake, I will explain. The standard is by default. Premium is faster, but cost will be applied. On that way, you can customize it. So later, those customized details, later we will discuss completely about the data lake. Now just we are concentrating on what is the process to create resources under resource groups. Okay. So after entering all these things, just click on review plus create and finally say create. But here for you, the create button is disabled because the account, the free trial is already disabled. The subscription is already disabled. In just less than a minute, only your entry of the details will become late. Once you click on create button, that automatically will be deployed. So this subscription you are using for what purpose? That is different. You are using for dev environment, whether the subscription is using for pre-production or final production. So in which environment you are creating, on that environment, immediately, less than a minute, the resource will be deployed. But SQL server kind of things, it may take 5 minutes. Some big resources may take minutes plus time. Remaining all the things less than a minute. Okay. On that way, you have to add all the resources. Suppose I have a small work here. Oracle to data lake and data lake to Synapse. This work I want to do. What is the admin work? Because in the organizations, data lake creation, Synapse instance creation, that is not ADF developer responsibility. That will be taken care by Azure admins. Directly you cannot create your resources in the organizations. Suppose if you need one resource, you have to put a request to them. If the request is approved, they will create a resource and they will give access to you. Understand the point? But in the trainings and in the learnings, we need to do all these things. Okay, my task is this one, sir. First, environmental setup is what? Oracle to client is already having Oracle. Finally, want to load data into Synapse. For now, for some time, you are not ADF developer. You are here to provision some resources to the ADF developer. What you have to do? Do you create Oracle? Oracle already client is having Oracle, but you have to create self-hosted integration runtime for me. Nothing more than that. Because you cannot touch that Oracle team. Understand? So only within our hand from the Azure side, first step your create resource group for our client. Second step, create data lake. Go to the storage accounts and create a storage account. Now, by default, the storage account is data lake Gen 2. Okay, the Gen 2 account created. Within that, you will be creating containers. Okay, the data lake account creation, container creation, not the work of ADF developer. That is work of Azure admins. But you will have to learn, because without that one, you cannot do any practice. Second work, data lake ready. Oracle we need not to touch. Synapse. One more service you required, that is Synapse Analytics. Understand the point, sir? So in this way, like you have to add the resources first. Now, your task is what? Migration of data from Oracle to data lake, then transform the data from data lake to Synapse. You need ADF or not? One more third important resource you need to add. Final key player, Azure Data Factory. These are the three resources. These three resources are in under one resource group. So if you treat this one as a simple task or simple project, for this project, these three things are required for me. These three things I will keep under one resource group. Okay, after 1 week, my project is completed. After 1 week, my project is completed. I feel that these resources are not enough, not required to me. Not at all required to me in further also. But still, if you stay them into that resource group, what is happening? Additional charges will be applied. Even though those are not working, minimizer charges will be applied to you. Understand the point, sir? Just like a minimum bill for each resource like that. But if the resources keep running, the charges will be high. Your work is completed, that is already deployed into the client production environment. Now next onwards, that is not required to you in the dev environment. Then you have to delete those resources. But sometimes for your project, you have created 100 resources, but you forget what resources I have used for this project. At that time, if there is a resource group for your project, if there is a resource group, if you click on that resource group, it will show you all the resources, right? So that is the advantage of the resource. Understand the point, sir? In this way, just for easy maintenance of your resources, resource group is mandatory. Without that, you cannot do anything. Under that, Microsoft is giving you, Azure is giving you more than 700 resources for the IT purpose usage. So we don't need all the services. We need the services related with the data engineering. Got it? So what are the things you want? You can drag over here. But once you feel that, even in practice also, sir, today I have practiced something. Work is over. Delete the resource. Otherwise, your what is the limit? $200 is the limit for the free trial. $200 will be completed within 4 or 5 days. That may be the problem for you. Your account is disabled, maybe that might be the problem. You have created SQL server. SQL server is keep running. Even though you are sleeping, that won't sleep. Okay. Unnecessarily, your $200 credit will be applied. Like that. Of course, on that way, every day, some 15 minutes prerequisite process. Before you practice, enable all the resources again. Spend some 15 minutes time and then start practicing. After completion of the practice, just delete that. Because of that, so many data pipelines you can practice. Understand? Okay. So this is the overall process, but unfortunately today account disabled, and tomorrow I will show you practically how to add all these resources: Azure Data Factory, Azure SQL, these things. Synapse, once after a few sessions, we will come to the Synapse. In the Synapse, a lot of other settings we need to do. In the case of Azure SQL also, you need some little settings. Those settings I will show you. Then after that, okay, this is the work from what, sir? It's a work role of what? Azure admin. Azure admin has to do this. Okay, ADF is created. You log into the ADF, you started the instance of Azure Data Factory instance. So here, what you have to do? You have to create integration runtimes. After integration runtimes, linked services. After linked services, you have to create data sets. After data sets, you have to create pipelines. In the pipelines you are using, depends on your task, you are using different activities. Activity is a data transformation. Already in the last 2 sessions, I have taken about all these building blocks. Okay. If anyone missed that one, please collect that recording sessions. Got it. This is ADF role. But in this ADF role, what are the developer roles? What are the developer roles? Only last 2. Only last 2 are the developer roles. This is ADF developer. Sometimes temporary data sets, that kind of creation, developer role. But you don't touch production data sets. Data set will be given by them, used by you. Similarly, in general applications also, in databases, tables developer don't create tables. Database administrators will be creating. They are giving you some read access or write access, whatever the access they have provided to you. Based on that, you can perform the operations. But object designing, object modulations like alterings, that is not under your control. Similar to the here also. Only pipeline and activities are your responsibilities. Then what about this integration runtime, linked services, data sets, and security of those data sets? That is completely by ADF admins. Understand? So, but here, as a learner, we are admins, we are developers. Okay, we have to do all these things. Got it? So this is the basic work style. On that way, mutual interaction between ADF team and Azure admin team. Again, Azure admin team will be interacting with on-premise admin teams. On-premise admin teams and Azure admins will be interacting. Azure admins and ADF admins will be interacting. ADF admins and developers will be interacting like that. So simple work, whatever the, suppose one processor, one pipeline in the classroom. If I create a pipeline in the classroom, half an hour means in our company that will take minimum 3 to 4 days. What is the reason? Suppose I need a linked service as a developer, I cannot create it. I need to put a request to the admin. That will be approved by tomorrow. Okay, approved by tomorrow will be created day after tomorrow, and then will be sent to me. Understand the point? In this way, like in the class, classroom work is very easy. Real time work is also easy, but too much dependence. Okay, maybe DevOps is fully rising. Once DevOps kind of things completely implemented into this ADF, that might be solved. That might be solved. Little improvement will be there into that at least. Okay, now DevOps is rising, but not yet fully implemented into the organizations. Once if it has occupied all the things, maybe there might be some solution for this. Okay, let's see the whole. Okay, sir. Sorry for the inconvenience of today practical session. My account disabled, and tomorrow come with a fresh account, and we will see the basic practice. And tomorrow onwards we will completely go to the practical part only. So all theory part completed, sir, almost. Theory related all the things, but whenever some new conceptual things comes, I will explain the theory related to that. Then every work will be into the system only. Okay, let's see tomorrow class. Already I have shared you yesterday recording session. All of you, please check in the chat and confirm me. All of you collected that. Please check the chat. Someone joined a little late. Not for you, not for you, not for you, classroom, not for you. This is only for online. Okay, for classroom team, once class completed, come to the desktop. I will. Okay, once again, I am sharing. Please check now. So today's session is a little introduction to the practical environment, and tomorrow completely we will finish that. Today's session number 5. Saturday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Today Thursday. Session number 5.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, sir.
Sir, one doubt here.
Yeah, please.
Could you please let us know, like, what are the resources you are going to cover in this training?
Sir, major concentration will be Azure Data Lake, sir. Azure Data Lake and Azure Data Factory and Azure Synapse. This will be. And also you will be getting like overview of all the remaining other data engineering products like Databricks and streaming. Okay, so after completion of this course, then your next level to become full stack data engineer, you need additional skill set Azure Databricks. Azure Databricks with Azure streaming. Okay, those two are enough.
Okay, so, sir. Like, is it possible to provide a brief overview regarding the DevOps thing?
Azure here in the project phase, the deployment will be done with Azure DevOps only. In the project phase, I will demonstrate you that. But I will not teach complete Azure DevOps for you. You have a ADF pipeline, how to deploy that pipeline using Azure DevOps. That kind of how much is required for that much, how to create Azure CI/CD pipeline, I will demonstrate. But that is not full course of Azure DevOps. Okay. So that knowledge you will be getting. Even some people doesn't have idea about Git and GitHub. So I don't want to disturb the class for that. Some additional in some Saturday or Sunday time, I go 1 hour or 2 hour sessions about the Azure. That I'm sorry, GitHub, because to use I will use GitHub in Azure DevOps to deploy ADF pipelines. Got it? What are the pipeline I have created? This pipeline will be converted into JSON. The JSON will be deployed into GitHub. Okay, from GitHub to the next level. So there we are going to use that Azure DevOps. Okay, but I don't teach as part of this course. Okay, I don't teach complete DevOps. Only in the DevOps CI/CD pipeline, how to create CI/CD pipeline for ADF pipelines. Okay. So remaining once this completed, so I give you the offer Azure Databricks and Azure Streaming. Those will be more costlier courses and more the duration will also be high for them. Easily it will take 60 days. So for them, like I will provide you some recording sessions. Okay, already some batches I'm taking on the Azure Databricks and Azure Streaming. So those recorded session after completion of this course I will be giving. You need not to again reinvest further to try.
Okay.
All of you.
We have not received a call from the technology.
Okay, sir. I don't know whether they have your numbers or not. Already I shared this chat messages to them. So if not, do one thing, sir. Please put a mail to this. Then immediately I will ask them to call.
Can you please put that in the chat, please?
Yeah. So tomorrow also same link, sir. Tomorrow also same link. So please, all of you, please send your numbers to that email. Surely you will get calls. Sir. In the afternoon, like I will sit with the management. I will ask them to call all of you. Yeah.
Okay.
All of you, thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you.